Torrington. I'm Eric Stark.
And I'm Crystal Albers. It's Thursday, October 5th.
And you're watching Torrington Today.
Well, in yesterday's paper, you can read about the library is gearing up for its book sale this weekend. We did kind of a feature about Karen Madigan, who is putting the thing together this year. She took over from Patty Norris, who did it for 30 years last year. So if you understood what all that meant, you should go check out the library's book sale. Also, the Sugar Beets have a strong showing this year. So if you want to read more about that, if you're into more of the agriculture side of things, we've got you covered there as well. In tomorrow's paper, you can read all about the Yeehaw Days is going to be held this weekend. I'm kind of jumping ahead in community events, but that's all right. Also, the first EWC Community Roundtable was held Tuesday, and Leslie Travers just wants to hold those events to kind of communicate with the community in person and, bounce ideas off one another. No hard decisions are made, but they discussed a lot of interesting stuff. So
not a bad idea.
No.
Criticism, positive, negative, it's all good.
Yep, you learn from it.
And conversations, you can't argue with conversations.
Well, you can, but the benefit of conversations.
Yes, that's true. Well, into something I know more about, sports. In yesterday's paper, you can read about all three Goshen County football teams. They were in action last Friday, and Torrington was the only local team to pick up the win. Southeast, they started out a little on the rocky side, but in the second half, they outscored Upton Sundance 14-7, and the Patriots are undefeated so far this season. So a good end to the season. Now, if the Cyclones can put together a full 48 minutes, we'll be in business. Also, in yesterday's paper, you can read about Kaylee Essert, Torrington's all-star golfer.
I haven't heard of her.
Oh, well, let me tell you. She was named Wyoming's Golfer of the Year for the girls. She won every tournament she was in this year. And for a football team, undefeated is, it's a pretty big feat. But in golf, you have a field of 50 that could win any tournament. So to go undefeated at, I think it was 6 or 7 tournaments this year is a pretty massive feat. So she was named the Girls Golfer of the Year, and you can read about that in yesterday's paper. In tomorrow's paper, another name you might have heard of is Logan Harris.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm just kidding.
He, as probably everyone knows, he's the starting center for the Cowboys this year, and so I spoke with him earlier this week and put together a story on kind of how his time in Laramie has been so far, and kind of a mid-season update. And he said that he still doesn't believe he's playing college football. He said it just hasn't sunk in yet. So I don't know if that ever will sink in. It's kind of a pretty big feat. So
just wait till he goes pro.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure we'll be having that conversation again, and he'll say he hasn't realized he's playing professional.
Yeah.
So also in tomorrow's paper, you can see photos and a brief recap of what happened at the Black and Gold Night. That was Tuesday at UWC. It was the first look at the two different basketball teams for the Lancers and the Lady Lancers. They just started practice this past week, so you can see how they did. And it was kind of more of a showcase of who they got. They had a 3-point contest and a dunk contest, so it was a pretty fun night. Some pretty cool dunks. That was the best part for me. So.
Well, it's something out of the ordinary.
That's true.
All right. Well, in upcoming events, I already mentioned the Goshen County Library's, I guess it happens 3 times a year, but the October book sale is the biggest.
Would that be a tri-annual?
I'm not sure how you'd phrase that. That sounds good. Tri-annual book sale. It's at the Activity Center, and it starts Saturday. They have a lot of collector's items and signed autographed items, as well as your run-of-the-mill books. So, also, Yeehaw Days starts tomorrow evening, and they're doing a sip and paint. I think it's a black crow on a pumpkin on Friday.
Fitting.
Yes. Then they're doing a couple chalk paint tutorials, and you can have a chance to win your own chalk paint starter kit, which is all the rage now, as well as all the vendors. And I spoke to Kelsey Sussex, one of the organizers last week, and she said that they've been turning vendors away. The Ag Hall and the 4-H building are just packed full. So,
wow.
Yeah, if you need start some Christmas shopping, that's where you need to go. Also, this weekend is the Vet Tech Club's dog wash, and so just pick up our paper for more details on that.
Do they wash hedgehogs?
I bet they would if you took. I wouldn't take much soap or water. So If you want to see a hedgehog try to get washed, potentially catch a wet, soapy hedgehog running through the streets, you should attend that as well.
Well, back to sports, something I know more about. This weekend's a pretty big weekend. Football is kind of getting into that playoff push, and kind of teams making that last-ditch effort for a good seeding for the playoffs. So Torrington will be in Douglas tomorrow night. Lingle will be at home against KC, and that will be their senior night. So get out there and support those seniors in their final home game. And Southeast will be at Tongue River, so a bit of a drive if you want to support your Cyclones, but it's doable.
Yeah.
In other sports, cross country will be down in Cheyenne this weekend, and EWC volleyball will be at home both tomorrow night and Saturday. And tomorrow, at the volleyball game, they're having Meet the Lancers after the game, where you can meet the volleyball players and they'll sign your poster. So something to put on your calendar if you want a signed poster. In weather, it's starting to feel like October.
Yes.
At least I think so. So today's high is 64. Tomorrow we're looking at 60, and both today and tomorrow we're looking at off and on showers, probably starting today, this afternoon, going overnight into tomorrow. So hopefully we'll stay dry for Friday night football, but be sure to check the radar before you head out. On Saturday, though, we're getting back into September with 73 as the high. So if you got any last-minute outdoor chores to do before the snow comes, if you need to mow your lawn one more time or anything, Saturday might be the day to do it. Well, there you have it, Torrington. I'm Eric Starkey.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
And you've been watching Torrington Today.